And now on to our dinosaur of the day, Camposaurus, which was a request from Crow via our Patreon and Discord, so thanks. Camposaurus, again, not to be confused with Camptosaurus, these are two very different dinosaurs, because Camposaurus is a Coelophysid dinosaur that lived in the Late Triassic in what is now Arizona in the US. Found in the Placerias Quarry and the Bluewater Creek Formation. Camptosaurus is a much, probably, larger dinosaur that had a beak and ate plants. Camposaurus was small and carnivorous. Although, there's not enough fossils found to estimate its size, which is why I say Camptosaurus was probably much larger.
Well, assuming it's at all like Coelophysis, I think that's a safe bet.
It did look similar to Coelophysis, specifically the fossils that have been found, which include the lower leg bones and other fragments. So, based on Coelophysis, Camposaurus would have walked on two legs. It would have had shorter arms, a long tail, a long neck, and an elongated head, and it would have been slender. It may have gone after small lizards or small young dinosaurs for food. The type species is Camposaurus arizonensis. It was named in 1998 by Adrian Hunt and others, and the genus name means Camp's lizard. It's named after Charles Lewis Camp, who excavated the fossils, which is nice. And the species name refers to Arizona, where it was found.
I kind of figure with it, arizonensis, that it was found in Arizona. It'd be funny if it was found in New Mexico. They're just like, we're from Arizona.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, yeah, how would you end up with arizonensis? But there you go.
Like some people from the University of Arizona were like, we're naming it arizonensis, even though it's from somewhere else.
Well, that is not what happened. It wasn't named until 1998, but the holotype was actually found back in 1934.
So presumably they were just like, it's probably Coelophysis or something.
Exactly. They thought it was a junior synonym of Coelophysis. You're stealing my thunder. There were a lot of fossils included as paratypes when it was named, including more parts of the legs and ankles, part of a sacrum and vertebrae, but not everyone agrees that these fossils are Camposaurus because they were found in a large bone bed, and although they were found near the holotype, it's hard to know if they're from the same dinosaur.
Yeah.
But Camposaurus got its own name away from Coelophysis because it had some unique features, including the tarsals fused to the tibia and fibula and details in the ankle bone, also known as the astragalus. Now, multiple scientists found Camposaurus to be a junior synonym of Coelophysis. If you want to learn more about Coelophysis, we did cover it back in episode 204. In 2000, Alex Downs found Camposaurus to be a junior synonym of Coelophysis because it had lots of similarities to the Coelophysis specimens found on Ghost Ranch in New Mexico. He wrote that it, quote, appears to fall easily within the range of variation, end quote.
There's a lot of variation with Coelophysis.
Yes.
We've got hundreds of specimens that are called Coelophysis, and they're all over the place.
And also being such an early dinosaur, it seems like there was just more variation with the early dinosaurs.
Yeah. And just in general with dinosaurs, there can be a fair amount of like plasticity in like which parts of it develop first, and so they can look quite a bit different.
In 2007, Sterling Nesbitt and others also found Camposaurus to be a synonym of Coelophysis. That was based on its ankle bone being straight and looking the same as that of Coelophysis bari. Some paleontologists, though, considered Camposaurus to be a nomum dubium because just not enough fossils were found.
Yeah.
But in 2011, Martin Ezcura and Steve Brusati re-examined the holotype of Camposaurus and found that it had two distinct features, which meant it was a valid dinosaur. These were features in the shin bone, the tibia, and the ankle bone. It has this distinct ridge on the tibia where it forms a joint with the fibula, and it does not have a knob on the ankle. They also found Camposaurus to be closely related to Megapnosaurus because they have similarities in the leg and ankle, and we covered Megapnosaurus in episode 456. That's a pretty complicated one.
It is, but every time I hear Megapnosaurus, I chuckle a little bit since it means big dead lizard.
Yes. In 2017, Ezcura found Camposaurus to be in a clade with Megapnosaurus, Stegosaurus, and then later Lucanovenator. Camposaurus lived in the early to middle Norian.
Yep. It's an oldie.
That's from about 227 to, well, the Norian is from about 227 to 208 million years ago.
So that would be in like the 220 million years ago, very roughly time frame.
Yes. And so Camposaurus is thought to be the oldest known neotheropod, or at least one of the oldest.
Yeah, that's very old.
Yes. And neotheropods include coelophysoids and more advanced theropods, and they're the only theropods that survived the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. This group includes dinosaurs such as Coelophysaurus from Antarctica, Dilophosaurus, Sinosaurus, and more.
Basically, every theropod you think of.
Yeah.
For meat-eating dinosaur.
And so Camposaurus being the oldest or one of the oldest neotheropods means that there are some long ghost lineages. Some other animals that lived around the same time and place as Camposaurus include the Phytosaur, Rutiodon. Phytosaurs were large, mostly semi-aquatic reptiles, and Rutiodon had a long snout full of sharp teeth. Adosaurs such as Desmatosuchus and Stegonolepis. And Adosaurs were heavily armored reptiles, and Desmatosuchus had shoulder spikes.
They looked a lot like notosaurids. They're really cool.
We'll actually be talking about them soon in our next I Know Paleo episode.
Oh, cool.
And there was also the Metaposaurid Anaschisma. Not sure how good my pronunciation is on these non-dinosaur animals, but that was a large amphibian that had large jaws and ambushed prey. A lot of interesting stuff happening in the Triassic.
Yeah, and a lot of non-dinosaur stuff that was still big and very much a major part of the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who listen to our Dinosaur of the Day segment and you like it, please consider becoming a patron. We take new Dinosaur of the Day requests from our patrons and offer a bunch of other perks as well. So check out our page at patreon.com/iknowdino or click the link on the left.